Hi everyone!
I was hanging with you and then I realized I didn't think it was true. I was surprised when I found out I'd fallen for you.
I'm Denisa and today I'm going to tell you some things about the Russian Revolution. I hope you enjoy this, so let's start! First of all, in 1894, the Tsar Nicholas II of Russia took power of the Russian Empire, which was an authoritarian monarchy that had the support of the nobility, the clergy and the army. In society we can find the working class, whose life was based on agriculture and there was a lot of hunger, and the upper class that lived with a lot of luxuries. People wanted to fight against the injustices and the lack of food. So in 1905 they started a revolution. In this revolution a lot of people died, so there were many protests for the deaths. And from this year in Russia there were continuous protests against the monarchy of the Tsar. Finally, in this revolution from 1905, the Tsar Nicholas II decided to make the October Manifesto. It contained the basis for the protection of civil rights and the creation of a constitution and the National Assembly. As we all know, in 1914 the First World War started, and in Russia the economic tension increased a lot. For that, the Tsar was said to be responsible for the defeats of the Russian Empire. A lot of people thought that the Tsar's wife was conspiring with Germany, but it was Simon Rasputin, who had a lot of influence in the royal family, the one who manipulated them. This made the Russians distrustful of the Tsar's power, and all of them wanted to overthrow him, but they ended killing Rasputin. On the 23rd February 1917, there was a revolution in Petrograd, where the women came out for Women's Day and to protest for the lack of food. The following day, a lot of people joined them with placards for the Tsar to stop ruling. Even the troops who had to control the protests joined the protesters. From that moment, the authorities no longer had military power in the capital. The 27th February 1917, some people reunited in the palace to search for a leader. In that moment, the Soviet Workers' Council was created. All the Soviets wanted to build a government based on the Marx doctrine. On the 1st March 1917, a provisional government was created, and they created a Freedom of Rights program. The next day, 2nd March 1917, the Tsar fell from power. The provisional government and the Soviets shared power and decided to continue in the First World War after the Tsar abdicated. In this provisional government we can find two main parties. First of all, the Bolsheviks. It was a radical workers' party. It had Marxist inspiration and it supported the immediate conquest of power. Then we have the Mensheviks. It was a socialist bourgeois party which supported the seizure of power through democracy. This was a more moderated party. The leader of the Bolsheviks was Vladimir Lenin, and he led the first revolution in history with the ideas of Marxism. He was 16 years exiled in Switzerland and wanted to weaken Russia by joining Germany. The 3rd March 1917, once the Bolsheviks gained power, they decided to withdraw from the World War. They eliminated any private property and they established a constitution based on Marxist principles. The 3rd April, the provisional government distributed land and power with the Soviets. And in that moment the crisis began to escalate more and more. Also, people were dissatisfied with their working conditions and they asked for more control at work. On June 1917, they advanced more in territories, but they met the Germans and 400,000 soldiers were dead. Soldiers and members of the Russian Navy rebelled against the government. In that revolution, they killed and imprisoned a lot of people. Lenin escaped to Finland thanks to Stalin, and the provisional government told that Alexander Kerensky was going to be the prime minister. On July 8, 1917, when Kerensky took power, he made restrictions on public events. He reinstated the death penalty up front and he restored military discipline. In that moment, many parts of the government planned to end the revolution with a military dictatorship. On August 1917, Kerensky told his troops to go to Petrograd and restore power. But the Bolsheviks won and gained more power. The October 25th, Lenin told the Bolsheviks to organize a revolution. They went to the Soviet Congress at night and Leon Trotsky became the president of the Soviets from Petrograd. In October, it appeared a new Bolshevik government and Lenin was their president. Between 1918 and 1920, a civil war took place. It was between the Bolsheviks and the Contra-Revolutionaries. On July 17, 1985, the Bolsheviks murdered all the Russian royal family so that they would not regain the power. On December 30, 1922, Lenin created the Soviet Union in the wake of the Bolshevik triumph. But Lenin died in 1924. Stalin became his successor after fighting with Trotsky for the power. He implanted a totalitarian communist dictatorship. Now we are talking about Stalin's dictatorship. He established a new economic policy, centralized and planned as he wanted. He gave preference to the industry and reduced consumption to a minimum so industry took importance. Stalin wanted to control everything by repressing the population, controlling them and forcing them to listen to him. In this period, private properties also became statal properties and the economy was run by the state for 5-year plans, making industrialization very fast. During this period, agriculture was delayed and a lot of people died. After defeating Nazi Germany with the help of Soviet Union, Russia became a world power. And not everything in this dictatorship is bad. Women began to participate more in work. There were fewer illiterates and technology improved. And this is the story of the Russian Revolution. I hope you really enjoyed it. Goodbye!
When I found out I'd fallen for you.